Mm. Hey there, welcome to Pop Culture Cupid.
I'm Alison, love coach, here to help you single people find your way back to love.
And I'm Michal, I'm a single life coach. I help singles embrace themselves and their singleness, as well as develop a healthy self relationship.
In this podcast, we will look at how pop culture impacts romance, dating, and your love life.
And each week, we'll shoot another arrow through another pop culture delusion.
I thought we weren't going to do the whole cheesy thing.
And then burst into smithereens.
Oh my god, dude, that's so cringe!
Sorry, it's in the intro now.
If you make it through the chaos and you enjoy what you hear, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and go to all the social media.
At Pop Culture Cupid on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy!
Let's move on to Monica and Stefan. Stefan?
Ooh, Stephen, I think.
I don't know. If there's a self-fulfilling prophecy if I've ever heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy, that is them. So the last episode, he turns out he ended up messing up and messaging somebody else, and I was okay. You're done. You've done the bigger mistake.
But he keeps putting his foot in his mouth as well. The whole season, he was just like, "Why are you saying this? Just shut up, please, shut up."
But I really think that she pushed him towards that.
How so?
As in, I'm expecting you to do this and not do this, and I don't want you to do this.
Yeah.
And and all the love languages are my love languages, and this is important to me, and you're not doing this and this and that. And she became so overbearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, I don't know if the word is oppressive, but yeah, she didn't let anything slide. That whole thing about the flowers, like, you haven't bought me flowers yet.
Oh my God.
It's been a week.
Yeah, and they're in Mexico. Like, where does he get? Like, they're in the middle of like basically a filming set. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, girl.
So I think he messed up, and I'm not. There's no excuse there.
Yeah.
But when you say when men cheat, it's because they're not getting what they need at home, and it's not an excuse. But she was so oppressive and so negative towards him.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the fact that she kind of put up with the fact that he didn't have a job for a while and so paid the bills. I was like, that's not an excuse to just require certain things and say the way, similar to Hannah, of just like, you're not doing this and you're not doing this and you're not saying this and you're not saying this and blah blah blah. Of course he's going to end up being like, oh, this is a bit annoying and I need a bit of relief.
I don't know. There's something about him the whole season that just made me like want to pull all my hairs out. I'm like, what are you thinking? Just shut up. What in the world? Like, there's cameras around you everywhere. You're being recorded and you're doing this shit and you're gonna get caught. Is like something that maybe that was his way of getting out of that relationship, because I think he was terrified of her.
Yeah.
She was a scary ass bitch. But and she even said it. She said it herself. She's like, I think he's scared of me. But
and she wasn't she wasn't open to his sexual needs.
No. She wasn't open to him so much at all. Like, he was trying to express himself. They were having that conversation. I can't remember where it was, somewhere in Mexico, and he was trying to express himself, and she kept cutting him off, and I was like getting upset. Why aren't you explaining it? Why are you this? Like, he's allowed to have, like, and he was even saying, I'm not having second doubts. I'm just having these moments of, I can't remember what he said. It's like, and she just wouldn't let him express himself. But on the other hand, like, that night he was talking to Garrett, and then he came to them and he started talking about something with, I don't know, I couldn't even follow what he was going on about. And I'm like, this is the time to shut up. The more you say, the more damage you're doing. And at a certain point, you just have to go, there's things in Hebrew we say that there's things that the silence looks good on them. How would you say that in English?
Yeah, I
Like the
see what you
silence,
mean.
yeah, God.
It speaks more. The silence is louder than certain words or something.
Yeah, no, but there's certain things that just don't need to be said. Just shut up. You just, all you have to say is, I had a conversation with Garrett and we couldn't stop it in the middle, and that's it. You don't have to go on about all that shit. You're just making yourself look bad.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, he was an idiot, but she didn't help the whole situation either, which is a shame
No.
because in the pods they were very vulnerable with each other and very open and very. But I mean, just goes to show that vulnerability is not the solution to everything, and communication is not the solution to everything, which is what a lot of people
Yeah.
say. You know, it'll help, but it was, you know, if it's not meant to work, it's not meant to work, type of thing.
Yeah. I feel like she was just constantly being very harsh on him and making him feel bad for every single thing.
I mean, I think
And
that's the problem with. No, go.
No, I can understand why she would wanna, you know, this is a very sensitive situation and process, and I think I can understand her in a certain way of like, you know, this is the way I want to live my life, and I feel the need to, I don't know, that's the way she expresses herself. But on the other hand, she's sort of like, I don't know, she's forcing him to mold to her.
Yeah, and I think that's also representative of a representative. Anyway, like that all of these women see themselves as high quality women, which fine. Yes, we want women to feel like they're high quality, and that's great.
Yeah.
But then there are some women like her and like Hannah of just like, because I'm high quality, I need somebody who's even higher, and they become kind of this, I need perfection. I'm high quality, I need perfection. Well, I'm sorry, you're not perfect. You're not going to get perfection. And
yeah,
Hannah and Nick, like, I think Nick is kind of just struggling to make it work. Whereas and Steve and Stefan, whatever, it just completely messed up. It broke him.
yeah, I think I was surprised a bit because he seemed like a very honest, overly honest dude. But I feel like he maybe, not that there's any sort of justification, but maybe he was just trying to find an excuse to ruin it and get out of there because he realized what he got himself into.
Yeah. As I was saying, self-fulfilling prophecy, like, you know, the not being heard, being pressured, things like that. It just leads to this type of turnout of just, it breaks.
Yeah. Wow.
So we mentioned them because they were around for this kind of fallout. Garrett and Taylor.
Oh, they're my favorite. I love them.
I was kind of on the fence with them at the beginning, not because you know, he said it, like, she was very cold and standoffish and kind of distant.
Yeah.
And she was very clear about why she was that way. She was, you know, wanted to protect herself, protect her identity. But
yeah,
seeing her in that type of circumstance kind of, you know, molded her image to me as well. I think they're great. I think they're great. I was on the fence at the beginning, but yesterday's last two episodes, they just, I mean, I can't see why they would say no to each other. Like, I think they're going to get married.
No, neither can I. I don't know. I can understand it because I could also be very, like, I was like very cold at first, and I was very distant because it takes me time to warm up and open up, and especially in this kind of situation where it's just like so overwhelming and you're exposed to the whole world. And I can understand the need to be overly calculated with everything that you say because it can all be used against you. It can all come out every which way in the edit that you get. And there's certain things that you also don't want the whole world to know, even though, like, I mean, you're coming on this show, then you must understand that it's, you know, going to be everywhere. But I think he did a good job at being very patient with her, and it was beautiful. And I just love their banter. It really does remind me a lot of, it's just very what's the word in English? think of it. It's very witty.